Yo, what's up, Firekeeper? How you doing, bro? You stopped invading to watch this? Alright. I just started. We have not invaded yet. Twitch broadcast doesn't seem live? Really? Thanks for the heads up, Firekeeper. I'll see right now what's going on. I haven't done one invasion yet. Interesting. Oh, error failed to connect to server. That's what it said. Okay, now it should be working. Good thing you checked. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, for some reason it actually didn't connect to the Twitch server when I did it. Thanks for the heads up, man. You working right now? No, it is? Alright, good. Started invading to watch this. Yo, Alfie, how you doing? Was on rule level 44, found some guy with the same armor you're wearing right now, bone bow, and blues, of course, in Yarnia. Yeah, that's a classic. Off-Road Gaming, well, maybe with Tarnished Edition we're gonna be able to do dex build, but for now it's gonna be string build until Tarnished. If I'm gonna get Duskblood? No, probably not. Unless Duskblood comes to like other platforms, but I'm not buying a Switch 2 for Duskblood, no. Yo, Mozzarella, what's up, Picky? How you guys doing? What's up, Van? What's up, Plant? Tarnished Edition confirmed February 15th? Okay, so I was right. Months of February. In 2027, fuck you. You're such an ass, dude. Oh, what a fucking scrub, bro. You're horrible. Oh, he prevented it. Camera didn't allow me. This is actually interesting. I don't know how he missed that. Interesting fight. Some slightly good news, a lot of third-party games got leaked for the end of February. So Tarnished is close. Isn't the anniversary of Elden Ring like the 22nd? Isn't it? What was the date of Elden Ring's release? Was it 23rd or 22nd of February? It's the 25th? Oh, okay. Yo, what's up, Green? How you doing, man? You won't be surprised if that turns out to be a real date? Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, I don't know. I feel like February is... I don't know. I don't know why I'm expecting February so much for Tarnished. Maybe it's because I got debated by chat and I actually... I got gaslit into believing that it's coming out in February. But I feel like that would make sense. But yeah, maybe it will be March or April, who knows? I mean... I feel like they probably would have announced the date at this point. Especially since we already know Tarnished is a thing. February is just a guess? Well, apparently it is. I don't know what's real either anymore. February was the release of Elden Ring, or are you tripping? Yeah, it came out in February. We're probably getting the release date in February. You know what? I'll take that. If they do that, I'll take it. Yo, Steve, thanks for the 3 years, bro. Holy shit. Thank you so much for 3 years. Still here. Thanks a lot, man. Yo, what's up, Teach? How you doing, bro? Chilling. A real doctor, confirmed. Was Tarnished in there, though, Firekeeper? I mean, if it was, you would have said it, right? Okay, there they are. Whoa, there's a few of them. It's gonna be difficult. We're gonna want to take our time here. Oops. That's gonna be quite the challenge with gonna be quite the challenge. The period, actually. Oh, that is not the right weapon. We're gonna rediscover together how hard it is to to get kills with sword and board in invasions. Okay, we got homie here. Especially when they're scared like that and they stick to each other. It's gonna be even harder. On Knight, you can do better than that. Nice lag. What's making it so hard is they're playing very scared. Like, even with better weapons, the fact that they stick so close to each other makes it quite hard to do anything. Oh my god. Oh, PvE did his job. Oh, come on. I was out of that. We're not gonna get scammed by this guy. Alright. There you go. Almost got scammed. That jump attack was nowhere near us. Hard one to start with, especially with sword and board. It's one of those invasions though where you just have to use like Golem Great Bow, because you know they just don't move and stick to each other, so you need to like force them or aggress them from range in some way, shape, or form. That's interesting. What you said about the cartridge, or the you know, the physical like Elden Ring not being like on the physical medium for Switch. For reference, Borderlands 4 was delayed same time as Elden Ring, and it's coming out next month. So you're saying that Elden Ring might, you know, be the same as Borderlands, like delayed for a similar timeline? Well, I guess we'll see soon enough, honestly. When is the Nintendo Direct, by the way? It's funny how we pay attention to what Nintendo does, because that's actually gonna affect the release for Tarnished on every platform. That's why we're so interested in this. In about 3 weeks? Okay, well, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a date there, right? I think we will. What's a good substitute for a Golem Great Bow and Golem Arrows? That's a good question. That's a good question because, first of all, there's nothing that's exactly like that. You know, obviously you can still use the cannon and be, like, somewhat effective with it, but it's not, like, as good as Golem. Oops, goddammit, I didn't want to waste that. With that being said, though, I think the best substitute for Golem is what is it called? The Giant Fireball. Is it Giant Flame Take D? The Giant Fireball that does massive damage, the Pyromancy spell. I think this one is the best substitute, because while it doesn't play the same, on the right build, it can two-shot. And so, like, for the purpose of, like, you're in the invasion, you cannot get close, you need to have some aggression from a distance, that Great Fireball is, like, probably even better than Golem Great Bow, but it needs to be on the right build because it can two-shot. So, like, it might be difficult in a duel to, like, two-shot someone because they're gonna reaction roll everything, but in an invasion setting where you can ambush people and you might throw fireballs when they don't necessarily look at you, being able to two-shot someone is very, very valuable. I don't know how he missed that. Ow, we missed that, though. Is he lagging? I'm scared that he's lagging, but I'm not sure if he's just brain dead. I don't know why I bothered to try to neutral parry these guys. They parry at the worst range, or they attack at the worst range possible. You're never really gonna get them to attack at a timing that makes sense. Unless it's like after a spam like that. Oh, that's me, I missed it. Actually, I didn't miss it. I think I got stunned on the swipe instead of tanking it. You know what? I think move on this. Oh, if I just kept the other tally, it would be good right now. Oh, he finished the job. I'll take it. I'll tell you what, guys. It's a lot more effort to kill people with this setup. Definitely. Doesn't straight sword running R2 get thrown dagger true combo? Well, if it does, you just taught me that because I had no idea. Did you also hear about the rumors of remaster of Fallout 3 in New Vegas? Yeah, I did, dude. I'm actually super excited for that. I know Fallout 3, that's confirmed 100%. Well, I mean confirmed, like it was leaked in court documents. And in these court documents, Oblivion Remaster was there. So we know almost for certain that Fallout 3 is the next one. And then I did hear about the rumors that they also want to expand that to New Vegas, which is super cool. Give me one sec, guys. I'll be right back. Oops, I was still muted. There you go. Alright, we should be good to go. More sword and board action. Hoping for some Hollow Slayer two-handed poke R2. That's right, because it's coming for... Hollow Slayer is coming with Tarnished. We don't know which moveset it's gonna have, but... I think logically it should have the Knight's Greatsword, like R1, and obviously the Claymore R2. That would be cool. You still remember how to perfect block? Yeah, you have to, like, run and then... or you have to run, let go of, like, sprinting at the same time that you're blocking, and, like, time that with incoming attack. Like, run and then block. We're not ready to for Geichi to send Patty to the stratosphere. That's funny. There's two of them. Oh, I thought that was a player. PvE. It's just PvE. We got our over-leveled friend here. A double whip. Can't parry that. And Moonveil. Technically, they're both mages. Because, you know, Moonveil is like a spell, and then Whip is also like a spell, because both have insane range. But everyone here is a mage. Oh, the PvE blocked me. Take my input there. Oh my god, the random ass timing. This game is hard, dude. And there's three of them. It's sword and board is fucking difficult. Against three players especially. Oh my god. I'll take that. Okay, this is our chance. As he dodged that. Alright, bozo. He was trying to kill himself. He did. He wasn't able to. That is funny, dude. Oh my god. No cliff jump for you. Ah, fuck. Holy shit, he was level 434? Yeah, dude was over leveled for sure. That's funny, dude. But yeah, mental and defeat. Like, physical. Virtual and mental. Let's put it that way. Denying that was important? Yeah, I agree. Now his soul can return to the Earth Tree? Yeah, he's not going to Sovngarde. This one's not making it there. Player. Oh, come on. Oh, shit. Fucking rando over here. Now, 3v1 is a little different. I have to work harder. Yeah, of course, it's a bone bow. Insane lock on. Okay, no HP. Bro, they have no health. Like they had no HP. I love how the play when you're using sword and board is to use pot or golem rainbow. That's what like I'm defaulting to, right? The tool at hands are so, you know, so hard to use that you're better off just going for the typical range stuff that you have access on every build. Yeah, I wanted that. Ooh, the bleed buildup, I noticed. Gotta be careful to not get stuck on things. I didn't have a choice but to take it right away. You know what? He's giving up. No way. He's just straight up giving up like that. That's so sad, dude. Dude, these PvEers are something. Like, I mean, guys, I'm using sword and board. Like, really? Like, the guy is using, like, fingerprint shield poke. No bots for give up. I don't know. I don't even care about them. Alluvial, thanks for the gifted sub to RT. Thanks a lot, bro. PvE makes people weak-minded. Well, I'll be honest with you. I think it's more like a broad, like, society thing than PvE, but I get your point. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good would you say the Great Club is? Especially if you compare it to other PvP weapon. Well, I don't know which Great Club you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about, like, the Great Club as in the Great Hammer, you know, or the Great Club as in this one, or the Great Club as in, like, the small one, like, as far, like, Stone Club, basically. Stone Club equivalent. The Stone Club is good, you know. Great Club, Great Weapon is good. Great Club Colossal, also pretty good. Like, they're all actually good weapons. I will say that for the small Great Club, it's inferior in every way to the Stone Club. So not much of a reason to use it. For the Great Club, the Great Weapon, it's the longest one, but doesn't do as much stam damage as the other, but it still does decent stam damage, so it still does well against shields. It's like one of those, like, fast crouch attack, long reach, good damage, good stam damage. Like, Great Club or Great Hammer classes is overall very underrated, and I think Great Hammers are overall better than Great Sword in this game, for the most part. Like, obviously it's going to differ from matchup to matchup, but very fast standing R1, you know, like, good running R1, like, good anti-air, very fast crouch, like, faster than Greatsword. Pairs well with, you know, Flame Strike, obviously. R2 not that bad. And again, the main difference here is with Great Clubs, you have, like, very decent matchup against shields because you do some decent stamina pressure. I don't think the Great Club is necessarily the best Great Hammer, but definitely a good one. And then as far as the Colossal is concerned, this Great Club is the most stat efficient, like, Colossal weapon. Like, it's very light, and it does high AR for how light it is to carry. Like, technically speaking, Crusher is a better weapon than this Great Club. Like, Crusher will do more damage, but not like that much. And also, Crusher leaves you the ability to have an Ash of War, which, quite frankly, is very important. But with all things considered, like, you're gonna have to sacrifice somewhere else in your build if you're gonna carry Crusher, whereas with this Great Club, you're gonna be fine with whatever strength build you have. Like, you're gonna be able to stick it onto your build without having to worry too much about weight. Another thing that should be considered is Crusher does significantly more stamina damage than this Great Club. Like, significantly more. So against shields, you know, you could be going for chip, and that's fine. But like if for instance you're fighting a Haligtree Great Shield, you're not going to do as well with this Great Club as you would do with a Crusher. You'll want that extra stam damage instead. But you know, Colossal weapons, good crouch attack, has some really good matchups, has a very hard time against very fast weapon with low recovery, but it has some pretty good matchups. I mean, it's not so much about the Great Club as it is with like Colossal weapons in general. If you're patient, like if you're someone that can play like with good reads and you're very patient, like Colossal weapons like that can be very, very strong. But you know, like all the great clubs that I mentioned, they're all like good weapons, like all good for PvP. I would say the most versatile one is the Great Hammer, like, you know, like Great Hammer, like Great Hammer, like this type of weapon. I think this one has like the most good matchups. But if you go like Great Hammer against a Great Club like that, you know, the heavier Great Club has the edge for sure, because you have the hyper armor advantage and the speed difference is not the biggest. But obviously, like with anything, you're gonna have to like make your opponent panic roll with movement, whereas with the Great Hammer, Great Club, like you can just strap Flame Strike on it and start mixing up with Flame Strike, which it's gonna be easier to roll catch with Flame Strike than it will be to roll catch with like making your opponent panic roll with a Colossal weapon. But with all things considered, both of these are very good. And the small hammer, you know, like the straight up club, like the small weapon, that you're just better off with Stone Club, so not much of a reason to use the small club, like, you know, the one you get starting the game as a Wretched, something like that. That one, there's not much reason to stick to that. Stone Club is just better. And obviously Stone Club, very good weapon, very annoying to fight. I think Stone Club is one of these weapons that it's not a complete weapon. Like, you will feel the lack of range, but it's going to be very difficult for your opponent to approach it. So, in the best case scenario, you'd be, like, swapping it. Like, using it in tandem with something else. Like, using it with swaps. Like, something that has a good running attack. You know, something that has a good roll catch. And the Stone Club as a base weapon. Because that's going to make it difficult for your opponent to approach you. And then when you go on the offensive, you basically swap to something that's a little more range heavy and has an easier time roll catching. That's how I would approach it. I know that's not a club, but, you know, or I know that's not the club you were talking about, but, you know, Stone Club's still a club. Game is so dead. Yeah, we're gonna move to a different spot. Oops, that's not where I wanted to go. Although, you know what? Why not? Let's go here. Isn't the basic hammer moveset been buffed to be faster than the club recently? I don't think so. I mean, sometimes you guys know stuff that I don't know. So maybe you know something I don't. But I don't think so. I think the fastest moveset for like clubs, like small clubs we're talking about here, like it's the, you know, the Stone Club moveset. Crouch attack being a little faster, of course. That's like such good timing. what I like the most about Sword on Board is the priority that you keep with the R2 is it feels very stable and reliable. Like, very often, like, you know, you have some weapons that keep priority, right? Like, you know, like, this keeps priority, like, R2 into R2, but, like, you have very little time to, like, reposition or, like, do anything else but R2, R2 in that case. And so, like, it's, like, also, when you do R2, R2, and then you go for another R2, R2, it does keep priority against most things, but not everything. Whereas with this, like, you could go on like that forever and still keep priority. So, obviously, it's not as fast as the other one, but the stun makes it so that it feels reliable to manage your priority with the straight sword R2. Priority, you mean plus frames / good hit stun? Yeah, well, obviously the hit stun plays a factor. Like, for instance, the dagger R2 has low hit stun, but it still keeps priority because of the speed of the follow-up. Whereas straight sword R2 does keep priority as well, but it's slower, but the hit stun is longer. So hit stun plays a role in priority, but sometimes there's low hit stun and you still keep priority. Sometimes there's high hit stun and you don't keep priority. Actually, can't really think of anything, but I'm sure there's some examples. I think they're on the other side. Yep. There's priority in Elden Ring. You thought it was just flailing around until either player wins. Well, you're not too far. You're not too far from the truth there. I will say that Elden Ring is definitely more like exchanging hits than other Souls games. Like, other Souls games had more of a sense of like, okay, so you got the first hit, therefore you're on the offensive. Whereas Elden Ring, it's like, you know, like, you got the first hit, now you have to think about what your opponent is going to do. Oh wow, that reached me somehow. Keep my health high. I know we can end this with one parry with this guy. It'd be great if we could land it though. What's dangerous here is the high hit stun that this spell has, and this hammer. It's gonna make it difficult. I think I can set up parry that. Probably a missed opportunity there. That actually hardly hit. Oh, no parries this one. You basically lose offense by winning neutral. It makes no sense. Yeah. Obviously, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I think we all agree with that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the reason why FromSoft made it this way is, I believe, like, on paper, it makes sense. Like, they were trying to make it so that small weapons, like, are not as oppressive to, like, you know, to circumvent the issue that we had with Dark Souls 3 where small weapons were way too dominant. Because you got attacked by a small weapon and then, you know, you lost priority. And you were basically stuck on the defensive and it was very oppressive. Whereas if you did that with a larger weapon, you had no offensive to go with it. The difference in Elden Ring, though, is that big weapons are so much faster now. Like, you're not, like, stuck generating no offense with big weapons anymore. Obviously, you know, like, if you take a weapon like Zwei here, not a perfect weapon. It's a little underpowered, for my taste, but it's still viable, you know what I mean? Like, it's still very viable, and ultimately, like, what they did, like, hurt the game more than it helped it in an attempt to balance small weapons versus bigger ones. How does it feel to go back to my main weapon in your right hand? Well, actually, my inventory has a straight sword. I mean, that's the reason why I'm playing with longsword over another straight sword. My inventory actually has a longsword here with the usual inventory setup around it. So I can still, you know, I can still swap the stuff if needs be, you know. Maybe I need that, which I don't really use my swaps much anymore. Gonna need to update them. When Tarnished Edition drops and we make new characters, I'm gonna be very eager to make a new inventory layout, that's for sure. You find it easier to let them try to take the first hit and find the punish? Yeah, that's a very good point. Like, very often when you're fighting multiple people, it can be detrimental to try to, you know, try to get the first hit in. It's going to be easier to punish them. Or, not just easier, but also safer. However, you know, if you can dictate the pace of a fight, meaning that you can be the one who initiates the first hit, usually that means that you're going to be in control of the fight, and usually that means that you are the better player. The one that can be on the offensive successfully is usually the better player. The one that has trouble and has to rely on being on the defensive to do like turn and burn hits and punishes is just usually shows like that there's some lacking in the game, or you are pretty evenly matched with your opponent. One or the other. Do you think Poise break on every hit would be better? It depends. Like, for instance, like, take a look at this straight sword here. Like, do you think that if this straight sword stunned with every R1, that this would be game breaking, or that this would be overpowered? I mean, not really, right? Like, I don't think this would... This, if anything, this would make, like, straight sword more viable if, like, everything could stun with all your attacks. So I think it's a case-by-case basis, because, you know, if we take another example, like if we take TS, should TS stun on every hit? Of course not, because TS is already broken in the state that it's in. So I think you have to take it by a case-by-case basis, and like a weapon like the straight sword is not good enough to not stun on every hit. And so that's where the nuance should be, right? In Dark Souls 3, you had no nuance. You had one extreme, like daggers could stun on every hit, and that made daggers and curved sword the better weapons. Whereas in Elden Ring, you know, every weapon, like, don't stun, like, as much on the second hit, so that makes, like, setups like this kind of mid, really. And so you're forced to, like, work around it with only using certain attacks that were not necessarily, like, intended to be your main attack, really. And we're talking about balance here, you know, talking from experience. It's sometimes it can be overwhelming for someone who has not played like this game as extensively, but I'm pretty confident in what I'm sharing with you guys. Thunderbolt, thank you so much for the sub, dude. Really appreciate the support, man. Thanks a lot. Welcome in, by the way. And again, guys, I think there's a balance to be made there. You know, like, some weapons are underpowered, some weapons are overpowered. You give weapons like, you know, straight sword, the ability to stun with, like, all its kit, and it's not going to be overpowered, and it's just going to be a little better, and that's going to feel better for the game in general. And you can take that with axes, you can take that with a bunch of different weapons, and that's going to make the combat feel better. But, with that being said, this discussion is fairly useless at this point in the game's life cycle, because we're not going to get any more patches, and usually the reason why I was banging the drum on balance changes was because I knew that that there was a strong possibility for the game to improve. Now I do not believe that this will be the case anymore. And so I don't think it's necessarily worth it to advocate for these sort of changes. That's not what I wanted. Not damn it. Some of these people have such low HP. Braver than you. Thanks for the sub, dude. Welcome in, man. You're the reason why I'm the reason why you torture yourself with Invasion. Well, happy to happy to learn that. Duskblood combat will have no hit stun. It's just going to be mashing R1 into another until someone dies. So basically Skyrim combat. Do you think the Souls combat could work with bigger team? Like 6v6 or 12v12? That's a very good question. That is a very good question, actually. Okay, so let's take it from what we know. We've experienced 3v3s. True mods, I think we've seen also like more players than that. I don't remember if I've ever played more than 3v3 at the same time. I know with Chase back in the day we did like 2v5. But like ultimately it's not gonna feel the same as a 4v4. Oh, that missed. That's unfortunate. Yeah, one thing about Straight Sword that's great here is, you noticed how I stunned his ultra weapon? That's a perk of the R2 doing like bigger stun. I don't know if I can get the angle. Oh, this guy is a teammate acting... Wait, no, the teammate is behind. Never mind. Well, we got him, but... Okay, teammate got the other one. Good. Man, this... It's funny how these guys have no HP and you think, wow, like this is easy, and then, you know, you get hit once by their stuff and they also two-shot you, apparently. Which is pretty wild. That spell is so stupid. I think it's fine, honestly. It's just that, like, it's so rare that I get close to that spell that my timing for dodging it is not great. Because usually, you know, if someone does that spell, like, I'll, like, you know, I'll run away and then throw a pot for, like, guaranteed punish. But for this one, I took the gamble of killing the host to take the, you know, take a hit from the spell. That was fine, you know, like, trade a hit and kill the host, that's fine. But problem is I didn't dodge the follow-up properly. So that's my fault. Because this was a dodgeable, like, you know, this was dodgeable. Like, I could have dodged it properly. I should have jumped it. Not really sure if you can get hit by it if you're, like, right under it, if jumping, like, saves you. I know you can jump it reliably, I just don't know if you can jump it, like, directly under it. So we were, like, fairly, like, right under the moon there, basically. There should be two of them. We would roll this way. I have to keep pressuring this guy. Not my turn yet. Oh my god. Supposed to be a BS attempt. Jump over it. Finally, I have to juggle both of them. Would a flat damage reduction help Elden Ring? Or Elden Ring 2? Well, I don't know about Elden Ring 2. Like, you have to take every game for what it is. They're all different. It always depends on the mechanics. You know, I think a broad stroke approach like that is like a band-aid fix. Like, you're not gonna properly balance stuff if you just broadly, like, modify the damage. you're gonna have to look at like every weapon, every class, and tweak them. Like for instance, do you think straight sword does too much damage right now? Like one-handed straight sword? Of course not. Do you think TS does too much damage? Of course it does. Like, do you think Zweihander does too much damage? It doesn't. So, you know, just looking at a few weapons, you're gonna see that some of them actually deserve to do more damage, and some of them do too much. So if you just reduce the damage overall, all you're doing is you're keeping the same best weapon where they stand compared to others, and you're making the bad weapons even worse. So it's not a proper solution. A 25% rune arc on PC makes most weapons completely useless. That's unfortunate. Although I will say, like, the casual, like, yeah, I say the casual arena, but like the arena, let's just say the arena not having like physic for duels, the fast just like are simply too short. It's kind of unfortunate. What do you have? I misjudged that range. He did a lot of damage because I had this too. I'm lat. I have to work a lot harder than he does for really anything. Because he has hyper armor priority and I don't really have much. All I can do is like small punishes like that. See what I mean? Like he has a... Like he can dictate like whatever we're doing, and he can also like move back and forth with no boundaries as well. I'll start trading now at this point. Right now I have a significant enough like HP lead that I can just start trading blows with him. You see how like I have to play like so much more careful than he does, just because, you know, the matchup. Spin Slash on Sword and Board is your go-to. Yeah, I don't have like Ash of War variations here. You're right, Spin Slash here would have been amazing. You're absolutely correct. Because with Spin Slash, I would have been able to reliably stun him. Discard button for Sword and Board is your go-to. Do I have a straight sword with Spin Slash in here? Like, deep in there somewhere? I don't. Maybe this one I could sneak in some Spin Slash on this one. Oh, there it is. Maybe we can do that. And some Sword Dance maybe for the other one. And they're going to be deep in the inventory. I'm not really sure we're going to use it, but at least it's there if we need it for today. Spin Slash helps you more easily fight against Hype Armor? Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's just unfortunate. That's the thing with fighting Moon Veils like that. It's like, you know, I'm going in there. But, like, really, technically speaking, every time you go to attack, like, 2 people using Moon Veil, you're technically doing a mistake every time you do that. Because you can get frame trap at any range at any point. And even though that's not how we died, you know, it's kind of the similar idea. Yo, Farmer, thanks for the 9-month resub, man. Really appreciate that. Okay, there's one person here. Not too many. What do you have? Oh. You find it interesting that Piercing Fang on Twin Blade works so well? You thought it wouldn't work as well as it does? Actually, I never tried that, but it's not surprising because Twin Blade is one of those weapons that's gonna force panic rolls because it has like some unreactable attacks. And so like the thing with Piercing Fang is like a punish that needs like a primer. Like the primer being like an attack that's unreactable that's gonna make your opponent, or not necessarily unreactable, but hard to react, that's going to make your opponent second guess. And like, for instance, you know, you go for a fast crouch attack, and then after that you crouch and you still pretend like you're going to go for that attack, but then you come out with the mix-up. And it can be Piercing Fang, you know, can be Impaling Thrust, can be an R2. That's the idea of, like, mixing it up and hitting with attacks that are normally harder to land from neutral because they're very reactable, but your opponent is expecting the fast attack. You're basically conditioning them to be rolling as fast as they can on the first little movement that you're doing. And so technically your opponent is panic rolling the moment your Piercing Fang animation starts. because they're expecting the fast attack. Because like the thing with Twin Blade is like whatever attack you do, the follow-up R1 comes out very fast. And so you can use that follow-up R1 as a threat that your opponent is gonna feel like they need to panic roll after. Oh, well, that's the Phantom. His friend is here. Going places, guys. Might Poise with that 88. That was an opportunity to stop him. Wow, no hit there. Just end this. Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red. Any Skyrim enjoyer in chat? Hey bro, you played the Japanese dub of Skyrim and the bards are singing. The bard singing is the worst thing you ever heard? That's funny. You can tell I've been playing Skyrim lately. Actually, I've been slowing down on the Skyrim. But my playthrough is still going, my permadeath playthrough. I'm actually, I beat Alduin the first time. Now I'm gonna need to next quest is like capturing the dragon to then get to Alduin, the second time to finish the main quest. So I'm actually almost there. And I've already completed the Dragonborn DLC for that character. So technically speaking, my goal was to do Dragonborn main quest and Dawnguard. So after that, just need to finish the main quest line and Dawnguard. That's not what I want. You know what? I'm actually scared of the range stuff. Let's do that. Thought he would keep moving, but he changed direction. Okay, that's a free kill. We take that. And I'd love to attack the yellow. I think we would have a pretty good shot at killing him quickly, but this guy is just waiting for me to do a Wow, really? I felt like I did the perfect move there to avoid what he was doing. Come on, do it. Thank God the host just left him. Makes it a lot easier. He went to resummon his buddy. Dude, a lot of PvEers giving up today. Like a large amount of them giving up, like abnormal. Did I miss the memo? Like, is it like casual day today or something? Yes, the game actively went down a lot. And if it did, is it like how Dark Souls 3 used to be, like in the end of its life cycle? It's different because Dark Souls 3 always had like a lot of activity for the tryhards. Like you know, the whole like gankers versus invaders, fight clubs, you know, duelists, people who were interested in PvP. Like most of them stayed around. Like it was fairly LT even down the road. It was more like, you know, the bulk of the player base that moved on, but we still had a large amount of people that still played for the PvP. Whereas here with this one, I would say it's the opposite. Like, you know, the people that play for the PvP, the tryhards, the, you know, the duelists, the dedicated invaders, they're very few and far between compared to Dark Souls 3. Whereas, you know, the PvEers, Elden Ring started with a much larger player base, so you're still finding, like, a lot of organic invasion, so to speak. Like, way more than you did in Dark Souls 3. But that's also due to the fact that you can invade everywhere. Like, in Dark Souls 3, we had Wex Dust on PC at some point, which was more akin to what we have with Elden Ring right now. So the comparison is more like PC Wex Dust versus Elden Ring. And I will say that PC Wex Dust was more active than Elden Ring. Than Elden Ring is right now. So yes, the activity did go down a lot for Elden Ring, but you know, it's kind of normal. It's normal in the sense that PvP-wise, you know, the game just never really hit the right notes, and FromSoft kind of let us down, like the PvP crowd, because they never really did like the most important thing, which was, you know, increasing the player limit, you know, to be able to have fight clubs and to be able to have like team invasions. Never did that, so the game was never gonna have like as much longevity for the PvP crowd because of that, no matter what they did with the balance and everything. Now for the PvE stuff, there's definitely more content in Elden Ring. The game is more popular, so sure, you're always gonna find people to invade. Like the question is gonna be like, you know, are you gonna find people to invade at every level though? I think that's the better question. And obviously with Nightreign, Nightreign and Elden Ring are now sharing a player pool, right? Like the people who play Nightreign are the same people who played Elden Ring. And very often the people who play Nightreign also play Elden Ring, and the people who play Elden Ring play Nightreign. And so like you have two games competing for the same players basically. Some people prefer playing Nightreign, other people prefer playing Elden Ring. It doesn't matter, but ultimately it's two games for the same crowd at the same time. So the activity is going to be lower because of that. Now, obviously, though, Nightreign is, you know, is piggybacking on the back of Elden Ring, right? Because people are playing Nightreign because they liked Elden Ring. Nightreign is benefiting from Elden Ring, but is Elden Ring benefiting from Nightreign? Well, it's losing players to Nightreign. With that being said, I think when Tarnished Edition drops, I think you're gonna have a surge of activity. And if you want to play this game, I think when Tarnished Edition drops, probably in February, I'm still gonna stick to that prediction. When Tarnished Edition drops, it's gonna be a good opportunity to, you know, to play Elden Ring because, you know, new weapons will have released, new classes will have released, and that will give an incentive for players to like remake a character with the new classes. And so I do believe that the activity is going to spike back up with Tarnished Edition. That's what I think. But until then, you know, it's gonna be like slow and steady, like what we have here. You know, not that much activity, but it's not dead. I think that's what you're probably looking at in the foreseeable future. I thought that was the host. With how many hosts we got that gave up, I really thought it was him. Dude, I'm gone. We thought like before Elden Ring came out, you know, like Dark Souls 3 had like 6-player limit, and we were like, oh my god, you know, Elden Ring's gonna be even bigger. Elden Ring's probably gonna have an 8-player limit. And we were so excited for Elden Ring, like Elden Ring having an 8-player limit instead of a 6. And fucking turns out the player limit went from 6 to 4 instead of 6 to 8. So we got half of what we were expecting, and we got a downgrade over Dark Souls 3. Pretty crazy. That's very unfortunate because, you know, ultimately it doesn't matter what they do with the PvP in the game. Like, the big reason why PvP never took off is that you had this very important dynamic in Dark Souls 3 where, you know, players that wanted to improve at the game were doing fight clubs. And fight clubs were like 5 players in the world with a host. And you had like the host like hosting the fight club, and you had the players like battling in the arena. And then you had like people on the sideline watching how the 2 players were fighting. And then, you know, the loser was getting sent back to their world, and then the next person was going to take on the victor, and so on and so forth. And you might think it's, you know, it's a little niche community thing, but what was specific about that is, unlike Arena, unlike like other activities, it was the perfect setting for new players to improve at PvP. Because while you were waiting to fight, you were looking at someone that was likely like more experienced and how they were fighting. So you were like looking at what they were doing, and then you were also looking at what the losing side was doing wrong. And so it was a perfect learning experience. And so you had this system that was great for onboarding new players and helping them improve PvP-wise. And so fight clubs were a very positive thing to get people involved with the PvP. And now, obviously, with the player limit reduced, you cannot have fight clubs because, you know, you can only have so many players in the world, and so the fight club dynamic can't really exist anymore. So that's very unfortunate. And also for invasions, you know, invasions, you were always supposed to lose the invasion, and it was always like a challenging endeavor. But now in Elden Ring, it reached a point where it's not a challenging endeavor. You're at the mercy of if your opposition allows you to win or not. That's what it comes down to in this game, because ultimately, if you have people that are griefing with 3 players and you're by yourself, and they know what they're doing, like they know how to play the game, they're not complete newbies, like legitimately you don't really have a fighting chance. It doesn't matter how good you are, it doesn't matter how experienced, how skilled, how much knowledge you have, you don't have options. And so, very simply put, your winning condition depends on if your opposition, instead of doing a 3v1, maybe they're doing a 2v1. Then okay, your odds are a little better because it's a 2v1. But ultimately, your winning condition is going to be if your opposition allows for a 2v2 with the Taunter Stung on. Then, you know, you can have a winning condition there. So ultimately, you're really at the mercy of is my opposition allowing me to have a fighting chance? And if not, like, are they complete newbies so that I can actually outplay 3 people, which would otherwise be impossible if they were, like, slightly experienced players? Well, unfortunately, in Dark Souls 3, you didn't have that problem. This is a problem that was introduced in Elden Ring. In Dark Souls 3, what was happening is, because the player limit was higher, you'd find yourself in a 3v1, and instead of having the impossible task of beating 3 players by yourself, well, all you had to do was wait until another teammate joined in. And so once you had another teammate, now it was not a 3v1, now it was a 3v2. And now when it's a 3v2, the mats add up. Like, the way you play a 3v2 is very different from a 3v1. How you play it is you and your teammates separate each other, and then you hope that the gang squad is going to separate the attention toward both of you. So you find yourself in a situation where both invaders are separate, that can still help each other, you know, anyhow. And then the gank has 2 players on one guy and then 1 player on the other guy. And so the plan for the invading team is, for the guy that's alone against 2 players, his plan or his winning condition is to survive. Whereas the invader that's alone against another guy, his plan is, his goal is going to be to win. So you see what's going on there? Like, ultimately, even when you had, like, invasion against multiple players, the winning condition was always to break down the fight into a 1v1 at some point. You needed to separate the gank in order to dissect them and be able to win a 1v1 battle. That was the winning condition. And that winning condition translated pretty much in every invasion. And unfortunately here in this game, that winning condition does not exist anymore. You're never going to get the help unless, of course, like we said earlier, unless the, you know, the griefers or the gankers allow it. So again, you're at the mercy of if the ganking squad allows you to. Like, if they're actually looking for a challenge themselves, basically. Because if they're just looking to grief, they're not going to do that. And quite frankly, it's funny that, you know, I put it that way because ultimately we don't really see, like, griefers, like 3v1 griefers anymore. Despite, you know, like, oh, you know, they must, like, have a field day, right? Like, it's easy win for them now. But it's so easy, in fact, that most of the people that were usually griefing have given up on it because it's so meaningless that it's probably not even satisfying for them. And so not only has the dynamic for invasion been shattered, it has discouraged the griefers and the gankers to do that activity in the first place. So the invasion dynamic almost doesn't really exist anymore. Like, you only have, like, these quote-unquote organic invasions against, like, PvEers for the most part. And you have, like, you know, people that are looking for a challenge, so you still have some of these 2v2s and so on and so forth. But ultimately, that's the issue here. Alright, let's see what you got. Good trade for me. Well, I just did 3 jumping attack and that was it. And, you know, like we've been talking about, like, how much Dark Souls 3 was better in terms of, like, you know, the player limit and how it affected Elden Ring. Like, at the end of the day, it's very unfortunate because Elden Ring, you know, introduced, like, way more parkour, you know. Elden Ring has great parkour, like, more options for, like, attacks, you know, like, you have, like, jumping attacks, crouch attacks. Like, the combat is more intricate. Like, it's an evolved version of Dark Souls 3 combat. Whether you prefer Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring, you have more options in Elden Ring. For the better and the worse, you know, balance is not great on either games, but I think ultimately, like, combat-wise, fundamentally, Elden Ring does a better job, I believe. Like, it is, like, at the end of the day, like, all things considered, combat-wise, Elden Ring is a slight improvement. Not better in every way, but at the end of the day, I do believe that it's a slight improvement, which makes the player limit problem even more saddening because, you know, we would be playing with so much more joy if we still could do fight clubs and, you know, the community was still booming. We still had, like, team invasions. Like, it would be very fun to do that. But alas, you know, like, we're just talking to talk, because obviously, like, what's done is done. Elden Ring is not going to change at this point. And so we're just having this discussion for fun, right? Like, it is what it is. For people who like spells, it's a huge improvement. Well, I mean, for sure the spamming has devolved quite a lot. I'm actually surprised that Elden Ring never really introduced a Vow of Silence type of spell. You know, a spell that shuts down, like, spell casting for, like, 15 seconds or something like that. I'm surprised that, you know, we're not seeing that. I'm really surprised. Ah, I was spacing for the crouch, unfortunately. I'm honestly tempted to just grab a fucking Ultra and kill this guy real quick. Instead of having these fights, like, drag like that forever. It ate my input there, guys. Not even joking. The block ate the input. Oh, my monitor just turned off. I think it happened at the end of the fight. It's still off. Holy shit, I got a black screen for a good, like, 5 seconds. That would have been brutal mid-fight. HDMI griefers? For real, though. I think I should be good. At least for a little bit. Perfect block him and backstab. I thought about it, but I felt like I didn't need to, and I didn't want to risk it. What games will you play on Switch 2 besides Duskblood? Oh, I'm not buying a Switch 2, dude. That's a waste of money. I don't like Nintendo either. I think it's a bad company. Unfortunate. Would you be happy if the game after Duskblood was another Armored Core? It depends. Like, I have mixed feelings about Armored Core 6. Like, you have to keep in mind, I was an Armored Core player and an Armored Core fan before I was a Souls fan. So for me, like, my first From Software games were Armored Core games. Like, I played through, like, most of the Armored Core games after Armored Core 2 on PS2. So, like, I played a lot of them. I really like the 4th and 5th generation, especially. Actually, I like the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, but, you know, to make a long story short, I played the last Armored Core before Armored Core 6, Armored Core Verdict Day. I played that for over a year. like as my main game, and I loved it. It was the best PvP game that FromSoft has made to date, and I'm not sugarcoating it. I've said it many times. It was so good, in fact, that it could have easily been an esport title. Easily. It was a very, very, very good PvP. Very, very good. I can't stress that enough. Insanely good PvP. Very skillful game. And obviously, because it's Armored Core, and this was before Elden Ring, it was like Armored Core has always been like a niche franchise. And so, fast forward to Armored Core 6. Armored Core 6, no matter how it turned out, was going to be a success because it was riding on the success of Elden Ring. So it didn't really matter how Armored Core 6 turned out. It was going to be a good... it was going to be a good success story, basically, for a franchise that had been niche to this date. Or to take his feet out. And so, unfortunately, with all, you know, with all things considered, Armored Core 6 was a very good PvE game. In fact, I'd say it's probably the best mech game, story-wise, and PvE-wise. The bosses were great, you know, the missions were fun. It had, like, really good stuff. Like, it's quite the successful game, in my opinion. Like, all things considered. I'm gonna move a little bit here. But unfortunately, the PvP for Armored Core 6 is quite bad. And it really felt like FromSoft were completely clueless when it came to AC6 PvP. And so unfortunately, you know, I'm still first and foremost a PvE or PvP enjoyer, and so I was very disappointed with the way Armored Core 6 turned out. Can he reach? I think he can. Oh, I missed that. It's gonna be hard to, Wow, what happened there? That was weird. That was very strange. It's gonna be hard to, like, do anything against these guys. They're just waiting for me there. Okay, let's give it a shot. Hey, these guys are just camping there. Alright, you know what? We're not gonna play that game. We're gonna play the waiting game. We're gonna play patient here. As all these guys are doing are just camping like right next to each other on like a tiny platform, and so our outplay potential here is extremely low. And we can't really do much, guys, unfortunately. I think we're gonna swap weapon for that. I'm not gonna give him a free win. We're already drained from not being able to do anything here. Let's move actually. Fuck it. We're gonna move forward. Nothing really we can do from there. Getting. We still have our physics, so at least that's that. We're gonna be patient here, guys. You have an ailment tally? That's a good point. I could do that. Where did I put it, though? Forgot what it even looks like. This one? No. Anything. What does it look like again? This one? Okay. Oh wow, one guy died on his own. Alright then. Let's move forward. Oh, they're fighting the boss back there. I don't know how they died to that. Like, they have like 2 over-leveled phantoms. That should be a no match for them. That guy's dead. Alright. And patience prevail for the better or the worse. It's called being bad. Like, you know, like the last invasion, like, you know, you could try it. You know, you could try to go on the platform, try to fight all 3 of these guys and just, in a frustrating manner, just die right away or get blendered, not really being able to do much. You know, you could do that, but I find it frustrating. Also, I definitely don't find it rewarding to win like that. Like, you know, just having the PvE do everything, but I thought that they would push me on the other side, and so I felt like if we eventually went down where there was more PvE, then I would have had a better fighting chance at, like, attacking them while being able to retreat a little bit and then fight them again. So my plan was eventually to drag them and fight them down where the locusts are, or whatever they're called. I don't even think that their goal was to fight this boss. I think the reason why they were fighting this boss was to get me out of the world. I think that's what's going on. I think that's ultimately what happened. By the way, guys, we might do some 2v2s after this. Not after this invasion, but like later, later in the stream if we have enough people. I'm out of 2v2 footage, so just putting that out there. But if we don't have enough people, though, I'm not gonna do twos. I'm gonna wait for another time when we do have enough people. Alright, what does this guy look like? Does he look clueless? Okay, he doesn't look clueless. Alright. I have everything. I think I should, right? Oh, thank you. See, like, green is an example of, like, what we talked about earlier. Like, green does not want to grief. So, he has the tongue on. Like, for us to be able to have, like, team battles like this. I didn't think he had BHS. My teammate already dead? Yeah, he is. Okay, well. That's just unlucky. Should have landed that. Okay, no, no dodge there. I most definitely dodge on this one. Unfortunate that... I don't think it just ate the input. I think the controller just said fuck it. Problem here is I can't trade anymore because of the HP difference, unfortunately for me. Again, I spam roll out of that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like this one was completely like the fucking dodges, like not responding like whatsoever. Blockade my input, yeah, I mean probably, but it just sucks. I got backstab, like I got reverse BHS by surprise for the first hit as well, so just started the fight bad on top of that, but that's just unlucky, really. Like, if I break down the fight, it's like reverse BHS for the first bit of damage, and then 2 times in the fight, I do read properly that he's gonna attack, I dodge, but the dodge don't come out. So, here's that. Do you think you block a bit too much? Oh, absolutely. Like, the problem is that, you know, I played Dark Souls 3 for so long. Like, blocking like I'm doing, it was a good play in Dark Souls 3. So it's like muscle memory. So it's hard to unlearn to not block. And that blocking eats my input. But, I mean, to be fair, you know, it's a bug, right? Like, eating input is a game bug. So I can blame myself for that, but ultimately, like, it's a game bug at the end of the day, so it's just unfortunate. And like you said, of course I would be better off, like, not blocking, but because it was a good play in Dark Souls 3 and I played that game for so long, it's just ingrained in my muscle memory. Yeah, like Vale said, like, 8 years of muscle memory is pain sometimes, basically, yeah. Not sure what's going on here. Oh, that missed him. I don't know how, but... Reverse BHS is so cheese. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, you know. I wasn't expecting it the first time. Now I was expecting it, so I was doing it as well. You know, it is what it is. You wish it wasn't so easy? Oh yeah, me too. I mean, there's a lot of things I wish in this game, but, you know, ultimately it is what it is. Like, usually I don't, like, BHS or quickstep in a lance mirror, but I'll use it against, like, faster weapons. Because faster weapons, it's, sometimes it's harder to deal with the pressure. Don't think the R2 is safe anymore? Yeah, seems like, was cool while it lasted. Now it's gonna be fucking Lance BHS everywhere. We're back to square one where the matchup is like 50-50 once again. Insane stuff. Yo, Castle. Thanks for the kind words of, I don't know. I don't even know what this is. Well, Castle, so Ungon decided to... Oh my god. Well, Castle, we'll see you later. Poor Castle, he can't even stay in fucking stream anymore. Like, he has to lurk because people are gonna use their 100k point to fucking time him out. Oh, that's wild. Someone else is coming in here, but there they are. Don't know the name. Okay, they look like a noob, unfortunately. Gonna wait for someone decent to join in. This fight is not gonna last long. Oh my god, bro got caught by the fucking roar, dude. Wow, he got powdered real quick. That's unfortunate. Didn't think he would get ganked though, otherwise I would have helped him. Thought they were just gonna 1v1 it out. There you go, let's see about this guy. What does he look like? Okay, let's go in there. That's unsafe what I'm doing here. And like neither, that's the thing, like since we got VHS, neither of us wants to attack. Which is so funny. Like the thought process there. A reverse VHS, nothing came out for this one. Just fucking neutral reverse, alright. Just neutral reverse, like nothing happened. Makes sense. I think he missed that. Like Green switched his plan to only being like reactive toward that. Once he thinks I'm about to attack, he's like just going for it. I think that's the right thing to do. It's just could have gotten that. Unfortunate. The other guy is just going through Invader in the meantime. It's so risky to DDR2 there. I don't like this. The green, it's the green classic. The red and blue comeback. Poise, there you go. Wow, should have been a hit there. I got scammed, but alright. Nice arena. Let's just say that. I didn't have any magic bundles, Vale. Did those two hit combo, or did it eat your roll input? No, I didn't roll in time for this one. This one, it wasn't an input eating, I just didn't react fast enough. Pretty wild how, you know, like, the way RTS works, it's like... Your opponent might be two-shot, but you're also two-shot. Even if the HP doesn't look like it. The only difference is that while you're both two-shot, he can regen much faster than you can. So you're forced to be on the offensive when you get the hit. He doesn't. That's the issue there. Timing was right, but the reverse made it, close. Close. was fishing for that the whole time. That's why I was only going for R2s. I wanted to tier skip him. Especially to not have to deal with his RTS comeback. That's why I swapped to Spiritelli as well, but... I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, these fights feels like complete 50-50, like... You know, I mean, it's been like that, really. It's been like 1-1-1-1, but... Like, it's just like... You know, if you do the R2, well, you can get reverse BHS. If you don't do the R2, well, you know, you can get hit with priority with another attack. Not really, I feel kind of sad. Like, I liked the Lance before that, but... I felt like the matchup, Lance versus Lance, was not as bad, like, with the R2 keeping prio, but now with the fucking VHS, it's just, feels sad. It's unfortunate. That's not Green's fault, by the way. I'm not saying that because it's Green playing it. It's just that, like, you know, as I'm playing, I'm realizing that it makes the matchup, like, somewhat irrelevant. Like, it just feels like 50-50s with not much, like, clean outplay potential because it's just a guessing game. Like, he can guess, like, what I'm going to be doing next, or I can guess what he's going to be doing next, and there's no, like, safe play, basically. No, like, good safe play when you're the one attacking first. Because the safe play is you wait for your opponent to do something. Like, you back up until your opponent decides to either do a jumping or an R2, and then if your opponent does a jumping, either you reverse backstab them, or you R2 them, and then if the R2 comes out, you reverse them. That's what it seems like. That's unfortunate. You could also, you know, flame strike to catch them, like trying to reverse, but like, you'd still be taking a risk because, again, it's a guessing thing. Like, if you guess that a reverse is coming and they do just a straight up R2 instead, then, you know. And you're fucked. Trying to finish him, but with Veil moment. Actually, no, I'll keep that. Healing moment. Wow, it went through it. Okay. This game is so inconsistent. That comboed. So weird. This game, dude. Oh my... Yo! Yo, what the fuck? What is going on here? Oh my god. That is a combo. Stuck on a rock. You'll have to be careful here. What about Endure Lance? Endure Lance. I mean, Endure is Endure. It's the long ender? I'm not sure it's the long ender. Let's see. Might be the fast one. No, it's the fast one. Definitely the fast one. You're sad that this matchup is cooked as well? Yeah, unfortunately. I guess at the end of the day, BHS might still be an issue. Even if it's not an iframe issue, I think it's a recovery issue. Well, I mean, like really the issue is the fucking reverse, unfortunately. The reverse BHS is it's too easy and too reactive to do. Yeah, agreed. I noticed that as well. So like rolling into the R2 also works. But like I know that reverse quickstep basically like would guarantee a backstab. Like reverse quickstep into the R2 is like guaranteed, so. So it's just a guessing game basically, like, you know, if I guess your attack wrong, then it's GG. Or if you guess my attack wrong, like you get backstab as well. Like, either who guesses wrong gets backstabbed. And so, to not have that, or to not have that happen, you have to wait for your opponent to do something, and so it becomes like a stalemate. Because the right play is to not attack. Clean Rod BHS mirror is less cooked. Well, probably a little less, because you can't reverse BHS it. Like, you can be aggressive with it, so... This is actually correct. But Clean Rot is less, you know, like with Lance, you know, you can do jump, you can do running, you can do crouch, you can do R2s. Whereas with Clean Rot, it's much more one-dimensional the way you play it. Like, yes, you use the jumping attacks from time to time, and yes, you use the running R2, but for the most part, it's really, for most of it, just standing R1s. You can BHS backstab TS. The running attack, yes. The R1... I mean, we reverse BHS green, like, just earlier from neutral. Like, he didn't even do anything. So, I mean, technically you could reverse BHS anything at this point. If you can get reverse BHS from neutral, like, anything can get reverse BHS. Sadly. Help teammate. That's what I call help teammate. Is that rock? Is that great cat? Oh, I haven't. I tried to reverse him. Player. Your goal is to get toward PvE. And there's a blue here. 1v3. So we don't get ambushed too hard. They don't want to have anything to do with the weak-ass PvE, dude. They want a clean 3v1. No distraction. That's what I call dedication. Is he lagging, or did I get hit by something else? Careful. Almost. Bro knows a jump. Oh, never mind. I think I'm safe jumping here. Oh, the awareness. Off the chart. Yeah, well, I mean, he already got another blue. Like, by the time I come back, like, his Phantom will probably be back. Like, it's still a 2v1 right now. As stupid as it is. Actually, let's do that. No, Great Spears are not meta because Steel and I play it. Like, we play it because we like the weapon. Not quite the same thing. Insane unintentional BS. Oh, we got a teammate though. That's good. There you go. Alright. Turning the tide here. Okay, I see the That's actually not what I wanted. God damn it. Yo, that is wild. Holy shit. Well played, teammate. The point down, the classic. I don't know why I find it so funny when I see a scrub like that just fucking playing down. Well, I know Green and Wu probably want to do twos. Maybe we can see if we got enough people for twos right now. We would only need one more. I'm sure we got one more person, right? United Combat, 4 combatant, any location, anyone can join, we're at meta. Did you see Green's message? About ladder lance? Let's see. Did you know that everyone on ladder thinks two-handed lance is really overpowered? And they ban all buffs on it? That's funny. I don't think it's bad. It's very strong. Is it overpowered though? I mean, TS is overpowered. Lance, I don't know about that. Although I will say though, the whole like, you know, like the matches we had today with the reverse BHS. Like, you know, the BHS thing definitely makes it like worse to play against. Let's just put it that way. It feels a lot worse to play against for the wrong reasons, right? Oh shit, I haven't seen Canuck in a while. Let's go. Alright. Fucking, he has his Nightreign fashion. Alright, Green and I are gonna be I think I got outplayed, but I came out on top purely because I think the Ender is not helping him. What did I want here? This. Oh, yield. Just noticed. It's funny how when Green and I fight, we're so fucking focused on each other that we ignore like everyone else. Oh, unfortunate. I mean, it is a 2v2, so can't really help it. I'll say lately, like, Green and Ice fight have been extremely even. It's a really 50-50, honestly. That's a winning matchup, though. Like, Dagger and board against Lance, I would definitely favor Dagger and board. Yeah, Green. I see what you're doing with the Endure. I don't think it's it. Like, every time you Endure, I'm getting away. Nah, it's just bad timing. Oh, nice range. Not even. Wow, no hit there. Bad timing. Oh, come on. That's just... It's a good fight, though. I can't wait to see Canuck in the fucking Tarnished Edition armor. You always expect Endure to be better than it is. Like, Endure is good in, like, very tight spaces. Like, if we play at fucking... what's it called? You know, if we play at our usual Stormveil arena, you know? If you corner someone and you Endure, you're gonna get, like, one free attempt per pressure, basically. But aside from that, you're not really gonna get much from Endure. Unless, like, you're doing it out of its stun, and you basically use it to get out, like a get out of jail card. So you trade a bit of damage taken to basically escape a vortex or whatever it is against whatever weapon. There's that. Of course, though, if your opponent expects it, you can get backstabbed, but it's not even that reliable to backstab someone. Even if you know they're gonna fucking parry or whatever. That's close, actually. Good attack. Good spot. Good attack there. Tried to time it. I mean, the timing is very generous. Let's actually reset that. That's not what I wanted. Oh, that would have been bad with the fucking... the frost that's already so high. Could have died there if I wasn't careful. Jump. Insane DS attempt. Do that. Yo. No. I'll take that. Nice, we frame trapped them. Oh, come on. I didn't commit. Okay, what could I use that could be a little different? What is the counter to parry shield dagger? I would like to know that myself, honestly. I'm not very good. I'm not very good at fighting that, if I'm being honest. Like, I find it quite oppressive. Oh wow, that missed. Oh, come on. Come on. I appreciate the attempt, but didn't have enough HP for that. Ouch. Okay, that's just bad. I can't do that. Yo, the lag! What the fuck? You laggy fuck? That was fucked up. What the hell? I definitely didn't deserve to get hit there, but man, this fucking game. That was wild. Well, that was definitely a last hit. Yo, Fuji. Fuji, we got Canuck, we got Green, we got Plentiful. Who else is in there? We got a few people if you want to join us. Remember me talking about counter parry shield in my vid? Can't find the vid anymore? Well, it's probably an old vid and not relevant for today's dagger and shield. The way to answer that, I think your best bet against dagger shield is by today's standard, I'd say TS and status. Like, I approach shields in general with status. Oh, come on. Ooh, good thing I aimed to the side. Flipped by that. Didn't get stunned though. Try the well, Elden Ring moment. Oh wow, I should have hit that. Good spacing. Oh, never mind. The wrong guy. That might be full died. Okay, I'll just stay up for now. Jump. That was a good attempt. Should have kept spamming. He shouldn't, I mean. Oh! I removed my armor, that's why I wasn't able to tank it. Oh, no wonder I couldn't tank that. I was about to say, I felt like this was supposed to be a winning trade, but fucking naked clueless over here. You were like that the whole match? That's actually so funny. I don't know how I didn't notice. That's so funny. Guess I don't play this game enough anymore. I'm becoming so old, I don't even notice when my character's naked, dude. It's like those fucking beginners that their health is like going down, but they're like, oh shit, I didn't see that my health was depleting. When it's like right there. Well, in my defense, the shield takes like most of my back, so I have that. I ate my input there, guys. I'll take that. Oh, you don't stun me, so the jump here is bad, because you're gonna land and then eat the full thing. So jumping with anything is not even an option. That's crazy. Didn't realize that. Nice kill. Oh, that's the baby turtle backstab. The gank stab. Free turtle always does that. You're getting 2v1 and then he pretends as if he's gonna attack you and then he just goes straight for your back. No punish there. Yo! No! I went for the R2. Ah, I got too greedy there because both of them were attacking. I was winning that. That's unfortunate. That's my fault. I could see the victory like one R2 away. I went for it. The other guy prevented me. Oh wow, no hit for me. Punish. Close. Good teamwork. Little lag there. Thanks for the help. I feel like this is a winning matchup for me. Like, it feels like you can't do anything. Oh, close. Yeah, I think Rock is gonna make it more even. The max punish from that. Okay, so that Lance BHS definitely feels like it has the matchup edge over Claws of Night. Claws of Night are kind of underwhelming if you don't just spam projectiles from neutral and mash roll in. I'm gonna be honest with you, I played green quite a lot with these. He knows how to play it. He does do that. I just think I don't think he felt safe, like, attacking, because if you just spam projectile, you're against Great Lance, you're putting yourself at risk of getting jump attack. So, can't speak for him, but I think that's what he was, like, worried about. I just think it's a bad matchup for him, I think. Trust me, Green knows how to play this weapon. Did you see the goalie fight the other night? No, I didn't. Which team was it? Florida and St. Louis? Man, I'm gonna watch that after this. I want to see that. That sounds kind of entertaining. You rarely see goalie fights. Don't spoil it. I want to see it for myself. I don't want you to tell me how it went. I bet it was Bennington. This guy has such a short fuse. Was 6 years ago since the last one. Yeah, it is pretty rare. NHL, yeah. Yeah, we Canadians don't watch soccer. Don't watch fucking baseball, basketball. We watch hockey, and we play hockey. We play hard, or we go home. Castle's still there. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try the poison here. It's really the only thing I can do against this. Get my stam a little bit. Oh, come on. Jump. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't even have the tallies to do more stam damage. Bait him. I'm just gonna eat the punish. It's a dagger anyway. Oh, strike, pretty good. So close. Okay, I can't be too greedy here. Go back to that. We're doing well, but there you go. Very difficult matchup. You really have to use poison. Come on. Teammate's dead. That Dark Soul tree stab. my input, but too bad. Got the lock on. Moonveil went under so many changes, especially damage-wise. I don't know, I feel like problem with Moonveil is like, you know, you can still 3-hit people and you can like reaction punish healings. It's not that bad in a 1v1, but it's still pretty good. Probably a little underused by the good players, but in Invasion it's very oppressive. It's not working for me. Come on, give me that. Good work, teammate. No, he saved me. Oh, the lock on. We got scammed. That was out of stamp. Oh my god, dude. It's so undeserved for him. Also got scammed here. You know what? I can do this. Out of stem. Unfortunate. Oh, I'm out apparently. What am I doing wrong? I fucked that up. Rolling. Oh, no. All right. Out of stamp. Oh, did he unlock? If he did, that was good. Alright guys, I'm gonna do one last one and then I'm gonna get off for today after that. I might stream again tomorrow, so there's that. Not sure, but I might. Yeah, I need to stop playing stupid. I need to play more patient. Nice jump. I played bad build, to be fair. Tried to like keep attacking out of its and see if he could reliably like jump it. That was my fault there. You know what? Might do that too. Problem is, if I get disturbed during my pressure, I'm not getting any punishes off of my poisons. Come on. My teammate is really not helping this one. Lock-on is wild. Oh, it's surprising that this was a draw. Pretty surprising. I'll take it. Alright guys, well, that's gonna be it for me today. Thanks everyone for coming by again. Really appreciate that. We're gonna do probably some of this again, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, not sure. We'll see, but thanks everyone again for playing. Really appreciate it. Have a good rest of the evening, everyone. Good night, and catch you guys up soon enough. Alright, let's raid who's on right now. Donut is on. Who else? Is there anyone else? And Donut it is. Alright. Be Donut. Alright guys, have a good night.